Hello again, MiniGT and Lamborghini fans. Today we're talking about the Lamborghini Revuelto. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's the successor to the Aventador. So it's an all-wheel drive hybrid. It's their flagship car of normal production status, if you call Lamborghinis normally produced. So it costs only $600,000, not like millions of dollars like the limited ones. 6.5 liter V12 engine, normally aspirated, and this is considered their first real hybrid plug-in car. So the previous ones have very weak electric motors, but this one has 3 electric motors, adding, I believe, around 200 horsepower to this vehicle. So it's meant for slow city driving. 200 horsepower is plenty to move a Lamborghini around. But if you really want to wall up the speed, the gas motor is making over 800 horsepower. So combined, the thing is making over 1,000 horsepower, sending it through an 8-speed transmission. So it'll do 0 to 60 or 100 in 2.5 seconds, and it'll go 218 miles per hour. This thing has 10 piston caliper brakes. I have never heard of 10 piston calipers. That means it's 10 individual round things, 5 on each side, clamping that disc brake rotor. So that's kind of crazy. At some point in time, they should just make perimeter brakes, not these central standard like brakes. You can look up perimeter brakes online. Okay, that's what I cared to learn about it. So this is number 748, this colorway. I'm pretty sure they may have had other colors in the past, but I'm kind of in a slow period of collecting 1/64 scale cars because diecast cars get paint rash. I still see a lot of decal use in the hobby, and those decals crack off and look horrible. And then the resins, even as expensive as they are, I've had a couple of them with the windows pop loose, and you don't want. It's hard to glue those such thin windows back. So that's why I'm kind of. You see a lot more animal videos and more cartooned vehicles that I don't expect to look nice or perfect because they don't exist in reality. Anyways, this is a pretty good rendition of the blue. It's just coincidence that photograph and this blue are pretty similar. Not a fan of the black wheels on supercars, right? You're paying that much money, 600 grand, and you can barely see what the wheels are, right? It's weird. Got the scissor doors, kind of wing-like doors. Pretty funky rear end. And then Lambo does have some crazy paint jobs. There's a color shift. I saw some other crazy paint jobs. So I like that about the car company. They cater to your more flamboyant customers. Alright, well, starting with the black wheels. As difficult as they are to see, they're 5 spokes, and there is a Lambo crest in the middle that looks quite similar to the real one. It's not legible, but it's a good rendition. The tires, as low profile as they are, they have some curvature to the sidewall, so I think that looks good. And you don't see some crazy truck knobby tires, but they are treaded a little bit, so not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's a little, well, you know, the tire gap isn't bad. I'll give them credit. At least the front tire gap looks pretty good, and it still rolls like a Hot Wheels. The rear's a little gappier. Yeah, that could be tighter, but that's the sacrifice when you want to have a toy that rolls versus something that looks more like the photographs. So you have some silver paint here. That looks nice. And this metallic blue is pretty nice. The flake is pretty small. It doesn't look like a hot rod. I don't know, some contaminant there. Maybe I can scrape that off later. This looks like a separate piece because there's air behind there, so probably a separate piece of plastic. That's nice. Rubbery mirrors, I do love that about the brand. So if you drop the model, hopefully it'll survive. We do have some carbon graphic here. I think it might be tampo printed. I don't think it's a decal. I see the edge. Maybe it's literally just molded into the plastic ridges, you know, and I don't know. It's just I see the plastic flash here. Anyways, it's not a decal, so that's good. It's not going to flake off, so that's great. Spotting out, I thought it might touch the tire, but it's not. It's just plastic back there. Some sort of horizontal parts of that. I I would have to assume that's accurate. So here in the skirt, it does say the name of the car. It is quite legible. And you see more of this carbon fiber stuff going along the skirt. And that looks like paint as well. I don't think it's a decal. Alright, there's a little ridge there for the molding, and the black guts on the outside surface. This black here even has a tiny clear for the little window there in the corner. I don't know if this is... Oh, look at that. That actually is passing air, this tiny little flying buttress. That's cool. Alright. Much higher profile sidewall on the rear, and again, nice centered Lambo badge there. Very good. A little silver for the marker. Alright, let's go to the bottom. Nice, nice. It's telling me what the car is. Not just that it's a Revuelto, it's also a 2024. So that's cool, good to know. It tells me who made it. It just doesn't tell the original release date. Yeah, but maybe you wanted to associate the 2024 to that. It is a metal base if that stuff gets you going. But it is screwed together, so you can modify the wheels, repaint that interior nice and easy, or hopefully you don't have to fix a problem. Alright, this side of the car, just off initial impressions, it looks pretty good quality control wise, and there's some sort of door here, maybe for the fuel filler or electrical plug-in, not sure. Uh-oh, what's up with that? That's on the outside. I can feel the roughness of that. You can hear the roughness of that. What? I hope I'm scraping it off. I think I did. I might be. Let me come back. Alright, I'm going to do this on camera. I just have a wet Q-tip here. And let's see. Something's coming off on the Q-tip. I don't know if it's like maybe someone had wet fingers from painting and touched this after, or if someone had a ballpoint pen explode in their hand and touched this after. I think I can get it off. Yeah, alright. I think with a lot of work I can eventually get that back to normal, so that's nice to know. A little bit more work with patience. Alright, well, it's better. I can mess with that later. Going around to the front, we got that arrow shape. That's a new styling theme from the Lambo. Clear lens here and some sort of depth behind it, but can't really say I see a headlight. I don't see round things like in the front photo. There's 3 round projectors, it looks like, but I just see like a horizontal bar. So maybe that could have been done better. Yeah, it's unfortunate. There is a texture way back in here in that vent, so that's nice. This is just smooth. Maybe on the real car it's just open. No, on the real car there's an air dam there. It's just smooth black plastic there. But so that's realistic. It's just alright. So the Lambo badge is proportionally small. It looks realistic. It's not oversized. This carbon fiber is tampo printed, so that's nice. That's paint. The typical black interior is molded nicely. We have some raised wiper blades, and the black guts printed on the outside. So the engine cover, well, there is none. It's just an exposed engine. Interesting. The Lambo looks good. Same with the striping, and it says V12, and it looks like there's some carbon texture there printed. Some sort of vents, maybe cooling off the exhausts, I'm guessing. And there's sucking air down there. Interesting. And then there's vents here. It's so dark I can't tell what's going on. So I think they added black paint in there, because it's not blue. There's auto LED there. It's still black. And then, yeah, it's bottoming out, I think, against a black surface of some sort. So that's a good vent. It looks like a dark vent, which I guess it is. Okay, well, it's pretty good. Going to the rear, those are painted taillights. I can understand that because look how thin they are. I guess that's the best thing you can do for this budget. excuse me, the exhausts, they're quite deep and they're quite thin, so that's impressive. They are plastic, but they're fine. Texture here looks good. There's some red painting for the reflectors, and you can see the carbon effect. It's paint, it's not a decal, so that's nice. It's not going to fall off. These little streaks coming above the bumper. Is this considered a bumper? I don't think it has a bumper, right? Interesting element there, how it comes up above, but I do see that in the rear photos. This looks very much like the Cyan FKP in my opinion. What do you guys think? So a few predecessors, the Aventador. This one's by Kyosho. I believe this is maybe the first version, the 724. It's nicely done. Again, though, not a fan of the black wheels, but that's Lamborghini's fault, not Kyosho's. MiniGT wise, we have the hardtop version of the SV, which I believe came out in 2015. The Super Veloce, or Super Veloce. This is the SVJ, but at this point, MiniGT doesn't think it's important to tell you that. It's just blank. So, not a fan of that. I rented repainted the interior a little bit. Some of this casting looks a little bit blobby. It just doesn't look as crisp as the Kyosho. This one here. Wait, is this a Kyosho? Yeah, this is a Kyosho too. The crispness of the casting of this is just sharper than for some reason. This looks a little bit blobby. Alright, so those are all the predecessors. I guess we'll move those out. And so I think it looks like the Cyan. This is by MiniGT, although you would never know what the car is because, yeah, it doesn't tell you. And then this is that Countach limited edition thing. I guess some sort of $2 million+ car. And I think both of these are like lame hybrids, where it has an electric motor that doesn't really do much. It's just to say it's a hybrid. Whereas this one actually will get you around town and all the like. Yeah, clearly the styling elements of this thing, a lot of it ended up in that. That's what I feel. Especially the front end. But I don't really like the look of any of these. I don't like it. Yeah, it's too McLaren-esque. It's just an angular McLaren, but McLarens look like insects, so I'm not a fan of that styling. I think I prefer the Aventador or the original Countach over these. I think I prefer the Huracan styling over these top-end Lambos. Just my opinion. Doesn't really matter, right? We're talking about miniature cars here. It's just something to talk about. Okay, well, execution-wise, I don't recall any major problems. Seems quality control is pretty decent, except for that weird splotchiness, but it seems to be correctable. Hopefully you won't have to deal with that yourself. Just keep in mind you got the rubbery mirrors, so those aren't going to break. And if you're a modifier, you can take the base apart and swap things around or repaint stuff. So that's what I like about this brand. They're not expensive models, but they look like pretty close to the photographs. So it's nice. Thank you for watching. We'll see you the next time we do a MiniGT.